Ruth Ellen Walker was born on April 30th, 1842 in Virginia. On the day I'm recording this, that's only in 5 days. So happy birthday, Ruth. She was the third of 8 children born to Enoch and Elizabeth Wright Walker. When Ruth was born, both of her parents were 23. Her parents farmed for a living, and Ruth grew up in Hancock County, Virginia. On June 9, 1860, when Ruth was 18, she married 21-year-old Providence Anderson. Providence went by Prov. If Prov's name rings a bell, it's because I have posted a video over him already. Providence was the veteran who had his grave facing a different direction from all the others in the cemetery he's buried in. Prov and Ruth would have 11 children together, 3 girls and 8 boys. Mary, John, James, Amanda, Charles, Thomas, Louis, Laura, David, Perry, and Albert. At least 5 of their children lived to adulthood. 1 year after getting married in September of 1861, Prov began his service for the Civil War. He served in the Union for 3 years and returned to Ruth in 1864. After Prov returned, they decided to move their family to Ohio, where Prov's parents lived. 1 year later, they moved again with his parents to Kansas. Prov said in a newspaper article interview, their farm in Kansas was looking good until hot winds and grasshoppers wiped all of their crops out. They sold the land to their neighbor, loaded their babies up in a wagon, and took off. He said when they were leaving, they could see the grasshoppers, and they were thick as snowflakes. They traveled around Kansas for a certain amount of time, and in 1880, they settled in Saline County, Missouri, on a new farm. I don't know what happened at this farm, but in the same interview, Prov said they lost 3 of their children while they were living there. In his statement, he said, "We lost almost half of our family on that farm." In 1900, Ruth and Prov had raised all of their children. They were in their late 50s, early 60s, and they had settled down on a farm in Douglas County, Missouri. 9 years after the 1900 census was taken, Ruth passed away. Ruth passed away on February 19, 1909, at the age of 66. Ruth's family buried her in Eaton Cemetery in Ozark County, Missouri. After Ruth passed away, Prov stayed in Douglas County and lived with his son Louis for a time. He then moved in with his son Thomas. In 1938, Prov was in the newspaper because he had over 100 people attend his 100th birthday party. He was called Uncle Prov, and he was living with his son in a house the two of them had built. Thomas was also a widower, and the article said the two of them were living together as bachelors. Prov passed away in 1940 at the age of 101. Prov is buried in Eaton Cemetery next to Ruth. The top of Ruth's stone has a handshake carved at the top, representing the living saying farewell to the dead. Her epitaph says, "Her gentle ways will ever dwell in hearts that knew and loved her well." Her stone still needs time for the staining to come out, so I did reapply D2. My family tree showed that I'm not related to Ruth. My husband is related to her husband, Providence. Providence is his 7th cousin, 5 times removed. Thank you for watching, and rest in peace, Ruth.